All right, hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. This is a Saturday afternoon special stream. I normally record Saturday night, 9 p.m. Can't do that because I am here at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. So instead, I'm streaming out to all of you. So thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a great Saturday. Smaller crew in the chat, which I understand, but I'm hoping more people will come out a little later as we go. But even if they don't, that's cool. It'll just be the few of us doing this thing, and then people watch it later on the archive. In the normal time slot of 9 p.m. Eastern, when I normally stream, I will be doing a live show, which will be on twitch.tv/PAX2, and I will host it here on this Twitch channel. So you can watch that. It's my 404ing It show with Max Temkin. Hello, Scotchkey. Welcome. No, Scotchkowski. I can't say your name right, and I apologize. So I'm here. If you're a Bear Cave member, if you're a subscriber, throw up a Bear Cave emote. Yeah, you're here to watch this. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. As I said, I don't normally do afternoon streams, but I'm here at PAX Unplugged, and I wanted to do a stream on Saturday because I'm staying in Airbnb, so I have decent internet, which is really nice. Very pleased to have that. Oh, Will Smith is hosting. Very nice of him. So yeah, let's get into it. I've got about an hour to stream with y'all before I head in deeper into the city and go to the convention center and do some streaming. Not streaming, do some gaming, and then later do some streaming at 404ing it tonight. So here's our table setup. We're building. Whoa, camera. Uh-oh. Haha. Literally, a webcam is not live, so we'll see if we can make that happen, y'all. All my testing worked fine. I don't know why this webcam has decided that it doesn't want to work. That's really weird. I apologize for this. Pack some Brown Lantern. Oh, yeah. Brown Lantern, while I fix this, I will chat with all of you in the darkness here. Give me a second, and I will make this work again. Let's see. Yeah, here we are. So here's me. Okay, I'm back. Here I am. So it's been great. I played some games. Saw a lot of cool stuff. I'm gonna check out some more stuff this afternoon. I did a panel called the Ink and Blood Ritual. It was a competitive writing show, and I didn't know too much about, and I was very happy to do. But it was weird as hell. Don't apologize for your username. I'm bad at all usernames, so you don't have to apologize for anything. It's my fault for being bad. Okay, so that's that. I don't want that. I'm trying to figure out why one of my webcams has mysteriously disappeared. In proper testing, it worked fine. So I don't know why it's not working fine now. There it is. Okay, here we go. I got it. We're back. Just fix this here. Make this nice and big for you so you can see what I'm working on. Great. This is great internet, isn't it? Thank you, Brown Lantern, for going. Also, thanks for going to GamerX. GamerX East is awesome. I'm glad you went to it. All right, so we're going to make that work. As I said, I'm here in Philadelphia for GamerX East. Or not GamerX East, for PAX Unplugged. And things aren't always exactly how you want them. But this will do. So here's our build table. We're doing 2 Mega Constructs Pokemon. Here's the box. This is our War Turtle. We're also going to do an Ivysaur. They take about a half an hour each, so I figured, why not do a little building here? So we'll just get into it. Yeah, so I haven't played as much games as I would like because yesterday I got in and kind of had to get settled in my Airbnb and had to go and meet with some people and talk to some people. So I'm hoping that tomorrow or today and also tomorrow I'll be able to play more games. Um, I played a very cool deck building game uh, that I tweeted about. So you can go to my tweets from yesterday, from Friday, and see that. That was a very cool game. You had like cards, and you had to pull the card, and it said like build 3 stories tall with 5 pieces, and the pieces were all laser cut, wood laser cut, and you had to put them together in the proper uh, pattern, and they couldn't overlap, and it was, I don't know, it was really creative and really interesting. So I'm looking forward to checking that out when it gets kickstarted next year. It was like a Tokyo architect game. It was pretty cool. All right, so we're working on our war turtle, um, and so this will be a pretty simple, lightweight build. So I'm looking forward to that. As always, chat. Let me know what you're building. If you're working on anything today or in general, you can always tweet at me. If you're doing builds, I always like to see that from folks. Let me know if you're working on anything. All right, so this goes like this. Okay. Who we got here? Oh, I couldn't see this. Wookins is hosting. Thank you, Wookins. Very nice of you. Actually, yeah, that's what I have to do. I have to move this up so that it shows up in there, and it didn't. Great, Wookins. Thank you for hosting. Really appreciate that. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna check out a few things on the show floor today. I'll have more to say about it next week. Um, oh, Wookins, good day to you. Thank you for the cheer. It's very nice. As always, yeah, like, I'm not saying you have to, but if anybody wants to throw some support my way, always appreciated through cheers or bits. I know there's new ways to buy bits now. You can use PayPal in the US and Canada, and there's a few other ways to do it that previously were unavailable to folks. So that's pretty cool. You can also gift subs. That's new. You can buy someone a sub. Speaking of which, if you've used your Twitch coin in the past to support me, your Twitch Prime coin, uh, make a note of doing that again if you could. That would be really appreciative. We had a bit of a drop off, as we always do, when those coins reset themselves because they don't auto renew. Yeah, if you're thinking about that, if you're a subscriber, you get this cool emote right here, and then there'll be a special emote for $10 subs in January. Okay, um, this is a pretty straightforward build. There's no bells and whistles when it comes to these kits. It's mostly like, how can we build this Pokemon the fastest, and then also now let's build the set that they stand on. And the sets are kind of cool. I do like that. I think these are fun. The real reason I got them, obviously, is uh, pretty obvious, is that they travel well. I don't need any tools to do these. The boxes are, pretty small, easy to pack in a suitcase. So since I'm traveling, they make for great streaming. And because I'm staying at an Airbnb, my internet is good. It might actually be more stable than the one that my home internet, which is pretty great. Obviously the perils of staying at a hotel. I'm not looking forward to having to do that again. Uh, and try to stream off that. That's like impossible. So, all right, we are almost done with our war turtle. It's moving pretty quick. That and boom. And then the only white piece we have here, I want you to go right in the center. That's our shell. And boom. With that, we are almost done. We're done with our body of our war turtle. I like that. I like the attempt to make like the shell by putting these pieces on an angle. That's kind of cool. All right, so now we're going to build some legs. Yeah, if you got any questions in the chat, anything you want to talk about, if you're building anything, as always, you can tweet me, twitter.com/PatBaer, or send me a tweet of like photos of what you're working on. You can tell me here in the chat if you're building anything, if you're doing any model kit painting, anything like that. I love hearing about that stuff. So feel free to let me know as we build the legs on our war turtle. As you can see, I did null this. It's pretty straightforward. The colors are all here. Just go like that. That's basically all of the colors for our build. Um, and I'm working on a towel here because this is a glass table, and I didn't think like glass would work well as a work surface or also as a surface that was being filmed. I thought that might be bad. So I'm just kind of building here on the booklet as I often do. We need two legs or feet and two just regular old squares. Great. Pretty straightforward building here. All right, Wookins. Yeah, that is a long post, so I'm going to read it here. Drum session for Extra Life. Yeah, the archive is up on YouTube. If you search for Giant Bomb Extra Life, Alex Navarro's 16-hour drum stream, which is nonsense. It's an incredible thing for me to even say out loud, is up there. And I came in for a couple hours and I did some singing. We couldn't find the microphone at first, and eventually we found the microphone. And so then I did some singing and chatted, talked about anime, talked about cover songs and bands, and I just kind of tried to keep Alex company and keep his wits about him as he streamed for hours and hours. And it was good fun. And you can't really see me. You can just see some of my body. The cameras weren't really set up, and I could have adjusted the cameras to better showcase me, but I felt like, well, that's not really necessary. And then I would have had to reset them when we went back and all that stuff. So I didn't do that. Instead, I just kind of appear and then disappear when necessary. Yeah, Brown Lantern. The very first song that came up was "Call Me Maybe," and I think I did okay on that one. All things considered, I think I did pretty good with that, and I also think that I ended pretty strong. But yeah, overall, I was really happy to help out Alex. Um, Yeah, the Gundam 8 team is pretty strong as far as the series goes. I would definitely recommend that to other folks like yourself, Wookins. All right, so it looks like it's kind of, pretty telling for this Pokemon as well, for War Turtle. His arms don't have a lot of movement. Charmeleon, which we saw, had a lot more freedom of movement than our our War Turtle here. His arms don't really move around too much. His legs move. But he's a pretty stoic Pokemon, so that's okay. I'm going to take a sip of soda. Hold on for a moment. Oh, Zeta Gundam. I definitely saw it. I just don't remember it. Okay, so now we're going to build our head here. There's our War Turtle. Yeah. The colors are a little off here. Most likely because of the table or the lighting source here. So this is a good purple color. It might not look like on stream. On stream, it might look closer to blue. But I will please understand that this is good coloring. This is a good purple. I think it's just the lighting in the room. I don't have my lamp here. I guess I guess when I drive or take trains places to stream, I might consider bringing a clip lamp. I hadn't really thought of that until now. But I think we just kind of have to deal with the light being the light, Believe me when I tell you that this is a good purple. This purple looks like the purple in the photo here. It looks right. It's mostly just the lighting in here isn't great, but please trust me when I tell you that. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like a War Turtle. It's just like when I looked at the stream, I was like, oh, this looks a lot like the blue. The purple looks a lot like the blue. It's mostly just like I said. I guess I'll think about that. I took the train from New York to Philly for the convention, and it made it a lot easier to bring all my stuff, to bring like a tripod and a tiny tripod. Pardon me, sorry, burp there. Apologize. And we'll stick on the back of the head, and boom, got most of our war turtle. And then we just have to put on, and these are the proper color, the ears, and the ears / antennae. So they often kind of look like an antenna. And then we are done with we're done with our war turtle, which means we're done with half of our build. There's a war turtle. Look at that war turtle. Here he goes, doing his thing. Yes, my favorite Pokemon is Snorlax. I like big, dumb, goofy Pokemon. So Makuhito is up there with me. Of course, yeah, it's like I like fire types are kind of my favorite. Fire types of all time. So Litten, I mean, is a fire kitten, and then his mega evolution is he's a fire pro wrestler, Catman. So kind of love that. But I even just love Litten as a concept. I think just like a fire cat is just a cool, in general, conceit. So that Litten is my second favorite Pokemon from Sun and Moon. My favorite Pokemon from Sun and Moon is Guzzlord, one of the Ultra Beasts, because hey, look up a photo of Guzzlord because it's incredible and shouldn't exist. It's like a Pokemon that's like a giant monster that has like arms coming out of its giant mouth and always eats. It's basically like a Pokemon Cthulhu or an eater of worlds. It's like a secret eater. It's amazing. Public transportation in Philly, yeah, I took the bus a little bit. Yeah, so the owl is okay with bow tie, and I like that he becomes it. I like that his middle form is like an angsty teen, and then his final evolution is just like a cool bird wizard thing. Like it some reason becomes part ghost, and I was like, okay, sure. But also, Toucanon. Have you seen Toucanon? It's like becomes a bird, bigger bird, and then it just gets a big beak and just angry eyes. It's just mad. Toucanon is great. Toucanon has a lot of attitude, and I like that in a Pokemon. Like you get a sense of what the deal is with that Pokemon. So I'm really into Toucanon. And Toucanon was also like part of my team, so that's part of the reason why I'm into it. Toucanon is just like a cool bird. Yeah, so here I took the Amtrak down to Philadelphia from New York, and I have taken the bus a little bit and walked a little bit, and then also, of course, like walked quite a bit there. I'm probably going to take the subway from tomorrow because I walked from the convention center to the convention center from the train, and that was a long walk, and it's kind of cold, and I had my suitcase, so that was me just being like, I want to see the city a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I saw the city. I'm good. And got here. I got an email. Not important. Not going to worry about it. I'm getting some work emails, which of course I am because I'm away for a weekend. So of course I'm getting work emails. I'm going to go and retweet. See if we can get a few more folks here in the chat. We're doing pretty good considering that I've never streamed at this time. Thank you all for joining me. I do really appreciate it. I know that this is early for some folks and late for others, and for a few folks who kind of count on me being available Saturday night. Kibu Dutch Angel Dragon. Kibu, the Dutch Angel Dragon. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope I said your name right eventually. So one thing I got to make sure I do right is I got these whirlwinds here. And this is like the tail I'm doing the tail here, so I got to make sure that my tail looks right. That looks right there. Okay. Got to make sure that I'm putting on this right so it looks accurate. And that's accurate. Yeah. So thank you for joining me here in the afternoon. Um, I know it's weird. For me, it's morning for some people, it's evening for others. It's very early for some of you all. So I appreciate you coming out and chatting and hanging out. 6 p.m. for you, Wookins. Okay, so noon on Saturday is a good time for you. Okay, that's good to know. Um, I'm not saying I'm going to stream at this time regularly, but um, it's nice to know that I can stream at this time. Yeah, and it is the afternoon for you, Kibu, so that's good. Yeah, my impression of Philadelphia is like most big cities that are not New York is that, oh, this is nice, except why is everything closed uh, early? And that's generally always my feeling on cities like this. It's like, this was cool. I wish it was open later. I wish things were there. All right, so we did it. We built our tail, our wispy water tail. So we got that going. Oh, I held it up to that. Couldn't see it there. Great. So we got a wispy water tail. I'm not used to where this camera is located here on a remote. Um, although when I look at it, like okay, he does stand up. Great. Yeah, on his tail. Great. Okay, so now we're going to build our cool base for our war turtle. We finished that, so now we're going to build up this base area. Yeah, so tonight, if you're around, you can watch the stream live on twitch.tv/PAX2, which I'll also mirror here and host on my stream. So you can check that out if that's something you'd like to do. No, yeah, it'll be pretty fun. It's 404ing it. It's a show I enjoy doing a lot. I'll have the archive of the 404 stream up on my YouTube as well. Of course, this stream archive will be up there as well for folks. For Patreon supporters, this will go up today. For everybody else, it'll be up tomorrow. It's just a thing I do for my Patreon. They get the archive like hours later, and everyone else has to just wait a day. So because I'll be filming tonight, Sunday, Patreon backers will get the 404ing it, and then on Monday, everybody else will. And of course, you could, find the archive of it somewhere else, but it's nice to have it on my YouTube. My guests this evening are Max Temkin from Cards Against Humanity and Secret Hitler, from Centrus and League of Heels and a bunch of other great stuff. It's Samantha Kalman, and Angela Weber from the Double Clicks, founding member of the Double Clicks, are my guests. I'm very excited to have them. It's going to be a fun time. We got some good videos for you. I brought up some cool stuff. They've supplied some cool things. Pretty excited about all of it. So I hope you'll check it out, or at least watch the archive later. Yeah, some good people that came out. I've had some fluctuation in guests the past couple weeks, just for people scheduling and real life stuff getting in the way. This has been like the most like real life stuff getting in people's way I've had in quite some time. So I'm glad I was able to get a few people out. So right now we're just building this base for War Turtle to hang out in, which is pretty fun. And we gotta just put some stuff on there. I think I really liked Charmeleon. We did that Charmeleon build. It had a lot of flames, and I thought that was pretty cool. But this is still fun. So one thing that the booklet does, we'll see if this shows up here. Go see. Yeah, if that shows up there or like this, is it kind of gives you a color coding of where the pieces drop in, which is pretty helpful. That's kind of a good feature with the Mega Constructs, which are just in general knockoffs. They're just kind of like knockoffs of Lego, but they work out pretty well. So does that go like? No, it goes like that. Okay, that just kind of hangs over that, which is fine. And then this goes there. Great. Quilava is a good Pokemon. Kibu, you're not wrong. Quilava is pretty great. I don't have anything bad to say about Fire Weasels. I kind of think the Fire Pig isn't great. I'm just like not into that as like I think that's probably my least favorite fire Pokemon in the starter set. Uh, just not my jam. I did like the Fire Monkey because it just got cooler and cooler. I'll say this, like Emboar is pretty great. I think like when you get to being a giant, like I like that fire types just become they start as a small little thing and then end up huge, and they've carried that over as far as the fire starters that they just get bigger and bigger. Uh, I think that's pretty cool. I also like that Emperor Penguin. It's pretty good. I'm not a huge water type fan. I usually try to get water types that are like, sorry, excuse me. I usually try to get water types that are like multi-typed. Like I'll get a bird that also uses water gun, and then I'll be like, okay, there we go. I just never really like that. And I even will often get. I'm trying to figure out where this goes here. Mix that. Okay, so it goes there. I'll often get a normal type and teach that surf because I just like not super into a lot of them. I think Psyduck and Golduck are good. Just like Golduck, I don't mind. I had a Golduck for a bit here in Sun Moon. I have not bought Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon because I've been told that you need to play for like 30 something hours before you get to the new version of content. So if you haven't played Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon is totally worth getting. If you have played Sun and Moon pretty recently, it sounds like you're fine with skipping it, which is a shame because I enjoy. Um, oh, that's the wrong color. There we go. I enjoy that game. It's very linear. It's probably the most linear Pokemon game, but yeah, I'm not ready to start over and play the same game again if the new mechanics and new areas and new Ultra Beasts are like 30 something hours into the game. No thanks. All right, so now we're going to build some waves. We got some wave pieces here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Wookins, they could have done some DLC. They could have done like something like that, and it's kind of a bummer because the Ultra Beasts are cool, and I wish they showed up earlier in the game. Um, you know, in a lot of ways, this particular Pokemon game is a um, kind of like a refresh in a lot of the mechanics. So it makes sense to be like start basic and kind of build and even be handholdy, knowing that you can uh, branch off later. So I get it. I just, in general, wish that it was the new stuff was a little easier to get at, or if it was an expansion pack or DLC or something like that. That kind of be better. Or the third game, because usually when they make a third game in the series, it's way later and it's got like a lot of new features, and this doesn't. So that's kind of weird. All right. So these waves that kind of are like these. Okay, so this piece right here, this wave piece, is like identical to the flame pieces for Charmeleon. They just colored it differently, which is kind of funny. It's like, I know this piece. It can be waves or it can be flames, depending. But its application is almost identical. So that's kind of funny. And one there. Absol is pretty cool. Yeah, Absol is a Pokemon you can put a bunch of different types stuff on if you want. But yeah, that's a pretty cool Pokemon. I got no problem with Absol. All right, so we got our waves. All right, our last step is to uh, build ourselves a Pokeball, which all of these kits have. And there it is. And the Pokeball, because it's circular, doesn't land anywhere. You just put it like on the playset. And then of course we have some extra pieces, which is very nice of them. They put some extra pieces in there. Great. So we got our kind of wavy set. And you can put Wartortle in it, or near it, or on it. And that's it. That's one build. We got one more we're going to do. So I'm going to find the bag that I kept this in, and we'll put it in the bag. We'll put the extra pieces in first. And then we've got an Ivysaur left to build as well. Just pretty fun. But yeah, so we're going to do an Ivysaur. I'll null in front of y'all. I didn't null in front of you for this. But we'll do that there. And what I'm going to do is, because I have to go on a train, I'm just going to put this, take off the waves, and put this back in the bag. And then put it in his box. Very nice, very easy to transport these. They're pretty simple. Like I said, half an hour build to make one. Which is pretty good. And they travel well. So when I'm home in South Carolina with my folks' parents during the Christmas break, I will do at least one stream, maybe two. So I'm bringing some kits with me there. I've got a few more that I've ordered that I will do for that. But yeah, while we take a break here before we get into our Ivysaur, let's do a break here and talk about. I'm going to put in the chat. It'll be on the show description on YouTube. Here are ways that you can support me if that was something that you'd be into doing. Here, there. We've got a Patreon link, a Amazon wish list, which I will build stuff off of, and my Ko-Fi. Those are all support the channel and the things I do here. The Amazon wish list has build stuff that I would like to build, but it also has some computer components for my home PC, because I would like to stream games with y'all. I think that would be fun to do as bonuses, or to like build decks in Hearthstone. So I've got some computer components that I would like to help build a new PC. And I would obviously put that together on stream, and I would stream the building of the PC as content for y'all. So that's, those things are expensive. I'm not asking anybody to do that stuff if they don't want to, but it is a way to support me. Also, subscribe. If you've got your Twitch coin from Twitch Prime, because you hooked up your Amazon to this, throw me a follow on that. Yeah, just follow if you can't subscribe. I understand. My Patreon, when I hit $100 a month, I will do a Q&A just for Patreon backers. $5 Patreon backers get videos before everybody else, all my archives of all my performance stuff that I do. They get that early. And $10 get to help choose. So right now I'll go home and continue to work on the Millennium Falcon, but eventually I will stop working on the Millennium Falcon and I will work on something else. And I would love input from $10 backers, get to decide what I work on next. I'm going to put a poll up very soon for them so that they can get in to deciding what I'm going to work on. All right, so I'm nulling right now. And of course, follow me, twitter.com/PatBaer. Follow me here if you're not following. If you just watch, follow the links to that. Let's switch to Ivysaur. Great. And there's our desk image, and that's working good. All right. So thank you for letting me promote that. And then, real quick, here's the info about tonight's show, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's 4:04 it. That's fun stuff for y'all. Great. Okay, so now I'm just nulling. I'm just putting pieces like by like color, and I'm going to put some that seem to be one of a kinds together, because then I'll look for that and they stand out. Yep, we got different shades of green. We have 3 different shades of green for this, which is nice for our Ivysaur. Of course, we have a play set as well. And we've got some teal and some gray. We got a couple different kinds of gray, which reminds me a lot of my Millennium Falcon. That's the main build I've been doing, is this Lego Millennium Falcon from Force Awakens. And that's a lot of gray, a lot of different layers of gray. I think we've got at least 2 builds left of that 2 days worth of build on that Millennium Falcon, maybe 3. I'm not really sure. So I am going to start seeing about what we do next. But thank you for joining me today. As I said, it's a little weird because it's the afternoon. I'll have more to say about next week about PAX Unplugged as I go and play more games today, because I really didn't play a lot yesterday. Yesterday was a lot about seeing people that I wanted to see, and it was very fun to do. I'm just putting together the Pokeball just to be done with it, because I know what those pieces do. All right, we've got everything knolled here by color, and I'm not going to worry about shape because there are only so many pieces, so I'm not going to worry about further knolling by shape. Make sure I don't have any extra pieces in there. I don't. Put that aside. Take a little sip of soda. All right. So, let's build our Ivysaur. I do enjoy that Ivysaur seems to have the same face as Bulbasaur. It's just bigger, but it's the same like facial shape. I think that's cool. And the traditionally that Pokemon is just like, I just get bigger and cooler. That's my jam. So we're gonna build a face we're gonna build off the face here, which is cool. Let's find his ears, or her ears, or their ears. Maybe their ears. We'll just say there. And little connectors here. Okay. Haven't done this kit, so I'm not necessarily sure how everything fits together. So I'm just gonna take my time with it, obviously. I do enjoy that they seem to have some tricks up their sleeves for the different Pokemon, and each of these 3 builds, even though they're the same, evolution, are different, which is cool. They're doing some different stuff with each one of these, which I appreciate. All right, and so then we got some ears there, and this piece goes on here. Great. We'll put that aside for a second and keep building. Yeah, if you're working on anything, as always, let me know. If you're watching anything, I don't have any anime talk. My anime talk is usually on Thursdays, so I don't have any anime talk for today because I haven't watched anything since the Thursday night stream. So no anime discussion to report today, other than me being overall disappointed with this particular season of shows. I'm hoping January brings better stuff. Okay, pretty straightforward. The bodies of these are actually kind of similar. There, as I said, there are some tricks here and there, but it's still pretty similar as far as building goes. That, and then we got here 2 circular pieces. Pretty self-explanatory as far as how these things go together. There's no real honest tricks about building these things. It's just follow the instructions as best you can. But I like the look of them. I like how they turn out. I think they're pretty cool as far as mega constructs go. I have a Solageo, which I got sent, which is a model kit, more like our Gunpla, and that I might do if I finish up I think the plan is if I finish up Millennium Falcon and I have time left in an episode, I'll do that as kind of like a filler arc before we start a big kit. But I'll leave it up to my $4 or $10 Patreon supporters about that. They'll have final say in that. All right, so this should lock onto this. It should just lock on in place and doesn't seem to want to, which is weird. So I'm going to kind of fold this down a little better here. I might take these off there, but this should lock into this. And doesn't want to. There it goes. Got it. And then I'll just put this back on. Part of our war turtle there. Body. We're building up the body here. All right, and then just putting some extra pieces on. Nothing shocking about this build so far. It's all coming on pretty easy. And this goes over here. Yeah, if you're watching anything, and let me know. I'm always curious to hear what's going on in the people's internet land, and what they're consuming, especially anime stuff. Recommendations are always appreciated. Uh, or just like what's going on with y'all. Let me know. I will say that my schedule next week is odd. I would love to do Saturday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. and Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. and Saturday from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time consistently. That is not happening. Next Saturday, I'll be back at my normal time, but the Thursday stream, it's going to be American Thanksgiving. So, hey, I'm not streaming on Thanksgiving. I'm going to be with friends and do a Friendsgiving, and that's going to be cool. So next Friday, I will do a 9 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. stream. So next Friday and Saturday, 9 p.m. to 10:30. Jim Biggins, Food Wars. I like Food Wars a lot. I'm not loving this new season. I'm kind of letting the episodes build up, and then I'm going to probably watch them all at once because I'm just not been super satisfied. I don't think that it's particularly great. I'm hoping to be proven wrong, that eventually I will like it more. But right now, I am not super into it, and that's a shame because I do like that show. I just don't think this season's been particularly rad, uh, which is annoying because I want to like it. Okay, so put that stuff on there, and then we'll need these pieces here. And we're building our legs out here. Yeah, I think season 2 ended strong. It didn't start particularly strong, but I did like the go out and work at work jobs angle. I thought that was kind of interesting. So I was appreciated where Food Wars ended up by the end of 2. And you got a little bit of some characters that I didn't know if I actually liked or cared about at all. So that was pretty good. But yeah, for the most part, I've been kind of bummed about season 3. I've been talking about it, so people know that I'm not super into that season. All right, so that's that. Those are the front legs here. One of the kind of cool things is, so there's 3 pieces for the front legs and only 2 pieces for the back legs. The back legs have less movement to them, um, but still have some of the markings, which is kind of cool. Because obviously this is a 4-legged Pokemon, not a 2-legged, like we've come to be just in this style. We've seen a lot of 2-legged. And yeah, so that's Snap on the back there. So that way he's angled a little bit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Wolfenstein. I haven't finished it. I've been playing it, but I haven't finished it. And that seems like a nonsense game. And I keep hearing about the places it goes, and I can't wait to see that. I have not checked that out as much at all. I just haven't had time to play games. Also, because I restarted Fallout 4, and I shouldn't have done that, and I'm hopefully not going to play too much, but I'm kind of liking what I'm doing with Fallout 4. I made the kind of RP choice that my character really wanted to hang out with Piper, because my character lost her son, and then Piper's just kind of raising her little sister on her own because they lost their dad. So I'm kind of RPing that, like, my character likes Piper and wants to hang out with Piper. That's kind of been my RP for that playthrough. But I don't think I'm going to stick with it that long because I didn't love the main story of Fallout 4. I liked some of the side stuff, but I didn't love the main one. Also, ghouls. I just fucking hate ghouls. And there's so many ghouls and so many goddamn super mutants. Like, come on. I think I said this in the last stream. I'm just like get tired of clearing an area of raiders, feeling pretty good about myself. Got rid of them. Even built the Children of Adam, finished them off, and then like, well, shit. Now I have to like fight a bunch of super mutants, and that's annoying. And they're hounds, they're creepy hounds. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of extra life content that I didn't see. I haven't seen any of Dave Lang's stream for Giant Bomb. I'll probably go back to that because Dave is an entertaining person, so it'll kind of be fun to check that out. All right, so we got some vine whips here for our Ivysaur. These are pretty cool. Moves around a bit. Got that like, and then we're gonna build. We're gonna put some. This is rubber, pretty obviously, but I'll tell you, this is rubber here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't watched much of all of Lang's stream. As I said earlier, the archive of Alex Navarro's drum stream is up, and I'm on that. I was very happy to go and hang out with Alex and kind of keep him sane for a little bit. Could have gone in on Friday, and there was lots of fun stuff to do. I still want to do a build stream with Vinny. Vinny was in the chat a couple months ago, and we talked about doing some Gunpla stuff because he has some kits that he wants to build. He just doesn't have the personal time to do it. So the idea of making a content for one of us is pretty appealing. It's just a matter of getting that actually done, because that's all well and good until you actually have to follow through, and we have not followed through. But I want to build with Vinny because I think that'd be really fun. So that might be something we do in the future. I don't know. I hope so. I'd love to do that. Maybe we'll do that as like a subscriber for Giant Bomb stream or something cool like that. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But I'd like to do that with Vinny because he's a lot of fun. All right, so we're gonna put our bloom here. This just does this. Okay, so you gotta go down. These have to kind of go down a little bit, and then that fits in like that, and then they kind of come up. Great. Ah, that's cool. That comes together pretty nice. I like that. All right, so that is our Ivysaur. So we'll just put it up. Now we're going to build our Ivysaur base, like the platform for the Ivysaur to hang out on. Got some gray pieces here. I kind of feel like they choose the colors that goes into this. Like, I don't know if Ivysaur hangs out in a rock place, and that's where it likes to chill. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. I would assume that he hangs out in a jungle. Maybe this is trying to be like a jungle kind of a thing. I'm not really sure. But this also might just be like, we have a bunch of pieces of this color. Okay, we'll just use that. I don't know. I don't know for sure. And that goes like this. And this is going to be next to that. And then we got a flat one that's a 2. All right. This is like pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. These kits are 6 and up, which sounds reasonable. I think like with parental guidance, a kid would be able to put this together pretty easily, and would be old enough 6 not to put them in their mouths, which is always the fear. And so then we got some green here. Make sure that we do that like that, and then that goes like that. And we've got some connector pieces here. It's not that clean. I don't think the way they connect these, I think, is kind of shitty. These base pieces. I think that's like that. I mean, hopefully something's going to go over that, but I just think it kind of looks shitty. That's my biggest. Honestly, like one of my only complaints with these kits is I don't really like how these are connected. I think there's a way to do it underneath that would look a lot cooler. But yeah. So I watched the Jim Biggins. I watched the Pokemon show as a kid, obviously, and so I've been watching a little bit of Sun and Moon because it's like people are putting like fan subs up here and there. So I've been watching some of it, but I haven't watched a lot of it. Like I'm not being consistent with it. I kind of liked the. Originally, I thought they were just literally rebooting the show with the Ultra Sun with Sun and Moon, and then I found out that like no, they're not. They just made Ash look really young for the art style, but I thought it was like everything we saw wasn't true. This is like a new beginning, but instead it's like I guess Ash and or Misty and Brock like make an appearance, so it can't be that different if they show up. Which was which is a little disappointing because I literally thought it was a reboot, which would be exciting, I think. And I'm hearing weird things about this movie. I haven't watched it. Um, I had an opportunity to go see it, but it was coming here, so couldn't do that. All right, so then we're gonna put some of these dots on. I just call these dots. I don't know. There's probably a name for them, but I like calling them dots. Hmm. Oh, that's the wrong color. I'm gonna cough. Pardon me. Oftentimes, the first night in a place that I've not slept before, I end up inhaling a lot of whatever's going on in that apartment. So I think that's what happened here. Oh, I should say this. So I'm here in an Airbnb and it has a loft. The loft is so low that I can't stand up in it, which is a thing that happens. But the way it's set up, the bed is directly underneath a what do you call it? A sunroof, and so the sun just like woke me the fuck up this morning because it just shined right in my face, and I knew that was there, but when I went to sleep, I wasn't thinking about it, and it kind of caught me off guard. I mean, and by kind of I mean 100% totally caught me off guard. Uh, Yeah, I mean they would have aged everyone up if they aged everyone. So they de-aged Ash. They made Ash just look like a younger kid in the new one, but they didn't really do that with everyone else. It doesn't make any sense. I just thought they were like, here's a new Ash, here's a new Pikachu. They're the same. We got the same voice actors. It's the same show, but it's just like they're playing with the idea of the Pokemon school, which I think is really fun. Uh, because like that's a good way to introduce all the stuff and all the Ultra Moon, not the Sun and Moon stuff and all that. I keep saying Ultra. They won. They got me to brand their dumb shit properly. Um, yeah, I mean, I think they should have just de-aged everybody or like started quote unquote fresh. Like they have their cake and eat it too, right? Because they reboot the show and then they have like new stuff going on, and then they get to have their new cast members to liven everything up. So they do that, and that's fine. Because then it's just like, here's Ash with like a brother and sister combo. Here's Ash with like a dragon tamer. Uh, it's like, and you get to see different Pokemon because of that. Um, and then there's always like, here's Ash with like the girl that they're going to make weird, people are going to make weird fake videos on. Have I talked about that? Have I talked about that weirdness of like I was looking at Pokemon clips like a while ago for something, and there's this whole like cottage industry of people who like make videos and make like thumbnails to trick you to think that the video involves Ash kissing someone in the show. Because like I know there's like one episode of one show that's like the last episode of that arc where like off camera we know that like the girl in the show kissed Ash, and you're like, oh, but you don't see it. But they like there's like a cottage industry of people like getting you to watch the clips, and I'm like, why? What's happening? I don't understand. Like I have a pretty good understanding of the internet, but that part I was like, I don't know why. Why are you tricking me? Like, are you running ads on this Pokemon video? I don't think you're running ads. So why did that happen? I don't know. Maybe they are running ads, but I feel like they're probably not if they're watching Pokemon or they're making Pokemon content. Because the Pokemon Company, as a branch of the Nintendo Corporation, is litigious about things. A couple years ago, it was PAX South, I guess, when the trailer for the Detective Pikachu game in, where A Pikachu has a gruff Japanese detective voice. When that came out, that was like the day before a 404ing It show. So I had to show it. I had to show people. And that was like, do not broadcast in any region. So I had to like rip that out of the video because I could not show that in on YouTube. Those asking, some people reached out about that because I got scared there. I got a do not show in any region, block in all countries takedown of my first ever PAX 404ing It that had Ryan Davis in it. And so I was like finding the old version of the video and taking out the thing that was upsetting. But I thought, well, there's 9,000 views on this video, lots of comments, lots of people watching it. What if I just disputed the claim? I've never disputed a claim before. I usually just take out the offending content and move on. But I disputed because the claim that was being disputed was a pitfall like commercial. I was like, who wants what? What is this? So it actually went through, and the person took back what they took back the claim, and so my video got restored. And now I also have unlisted a version of it with that part taken out, so I can always just upload. I can just make that live if I have to, because I got really mad about that. That video was like up in 2013. Like, what are you doing? Why are you mad now? All right, so here's our base. We got our Pokeball. It sits there. And we got our Ivysaur. Yeah, this one's like, as far as the bases go, this is my least favorite. I like the waves. I love Charmeleon's Flames Volcano style. I think this is kind of lame. But that's that. That is our build, and that's our stream. We did an hour. Thank you for joining me. Once again, in the archive, there'll be the links to all this stuff. But here's my Amazon wish list, my Patreon. Like I said, I would love to hit $100 on Patreon. So even if you gave $1 a month, that will let me keep doing stuff, and that would be really awesome. So consider it. I would love to get to $100 and do a Q&A. Jim Biggs, thanks for the follow. Yeah, if you don't follow me already, give me a follow. And then that would be awesome. But yeah, the Patreon thing. So if I hit $150 a month, which obviously I'm halfway there, then I will do 3 streams a week. I'll do a Tuesday at 2 p.m., which would be like, for Wookins, what is that going to be, like 8 p.m. in the evening? Holy shit, evening content for you. So I'd like to do that 3rd stream a week. I can't do that without some more help. So thanks so much for joining me. I know this was a weird timing of the stream, but we had some people come out. 9 p.m. tonight, 404ing It live at PAX Unplugged. So you could watch that. I will hopefully host it, but also you could watch it on twitch.tv/PAX2. I'm going to take these out because it'll be a lot easier to move these if these are off their bases. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. The archive of this will be up for Patreon backers in a couple hours and up for everyone else on Sunday. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.